Welcome to H3 Live. My name's Steve Boese. I'm with Trish Steed. Trish, what's happening?
I am having a great day, and I'm super excited because we have a jam-packed, really quick live all about the newest and latest updates from Indeed. And we're also going to be talking about HR Tech Conference, which is happening all next week in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's really busy time for sure. We're getting ready to leave. In fact, as soon as we're done with this, we're going to pack up and head to the airport probably. But yeah, we do want to mention our friends at Indeed. We've been working with Indeed for a little while on a number of projects over the years, and you know, we did this a few years ago at HR Tech, something like 25 years, $1 billion spent, and recruiting is still so hard. It's so challenging. And the recruiting landscape, we're hearing it every day practically how difficult it is right now.
It is, and I think that I think when that happens, some of this becomes so much noise. So you really have to be mindful of where you're getting your information about recruitment, the way that, the job outlook in the country right now is. And I feel like Indeed is really who we look to personally, where we get that source of truth.
Yeah, I mean, who knows more about what's happening in the job market, probably at least in the United States for sure, and really globally than Indeed. And I mean, just a couple stats for you. Jobs are staying open now for an average of 41 days, time to fill 41 days, which is crazy high. Remember when we first started talking about time to fill
Yeah.
a bunch of years ago, it was like 28 days, 29 days, 41 days. And some reports are showing open jobs are getting literally thousands of applicants. And there's a number of reasons why, we could talk about that, but it's just it's overwhelming right now for organizations.
Well, it is, and I think back to when I was a recruiter or you were doing recruiting. I mean, yeah, 28 days seemed like a lot, and even then, it felt very overwhelming with the numbers of applications that were coming in. But yeah, it's definitely doubled, if not even almost tripled in some cases, depending on the type of job. So while we're sort of buried in all of that volume, I think we're also struggling a little bit with the quality.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the tension I'm seeing Indeed trying to solve with its
Yeah.
new suite of all of the AI-powered tools.
Yeah, so we do want to mention a couple of things that we had a chance to get a preview of this stuff before it came out, and what Indeed's really trying to do is move from just, say, being known as the job ad board, right? And just an endless list of jobs to be really like an AI powered matching tool for employers and for candidates, right? So they've released a bunch of new capabilities. The first one's called Talent Scout, Trish, which is really your AI hiring partner, helps you as an employer surface top candidates, gives you summaries of the match, like why did the algorithm match a particular candidate for your job, and it just works with your workflow, your hiring workflow, and some of their clients are already seeing really good results from Talent Scout.
Yeah, and I think, when we're really thinking about, again, most of the people that are in this space at some point have been in recruitment, right? And so you understand that having the why behind the algorithm is what's important here. And that's where we're really seeing the change come with Talent Scout. I
Yeah.
think the other thing that's super important right now is smarter job ads, right? How many times do we get ads? I still get ads on all the socials for things that have nothing to do with me,
Hmm.
right? And I
Sure.
have my preferences are set to where it should be listening on all these algorithms. But Indeed has come up with candidate targeting by skills, commute, and relocation.
Hmm.
And that's really important because anything urgently hiring labeled will have branded banners, and AI outreach is leading them to 40% positive response rate. They said that over 350,000 employers are already using this
Yeah.
and cutting their time to hire by 58%. So, back to that number of 41 days on average, if you can cut that in half, we're talking about results that are better than probably you and I have ever had in our career.
Yeah.
It's a huge, huge impact using AI, but using it the right way, using it smart.
Yeah, it's a significant time savings and a significant cost benefit, right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
like the benefits, right? The costs of not filling jobs, right, can be really direct. Say if they're revenue producing jobs, sales jobs, operation jobs, or they could be incremental, it could be back office, or they could be kind of a combination of both, right? If there's certain roles you're having a really hard time filling, maybe you're going out to the temp market, or maybe you're getting gig workers in, right? And you're paying those premiums, right? When you'd really rather have someone in house. So, huge results there, and companies are having a lot of success with it. Indeed, one of the things I love about Indeed when we work with them, and especially with their data and their reporting, they've got so much volume about hiring, right? It's crazy. It's something like a couple dozen people are hired on Indeed like every minute in the US, right?
Wow.
It's crazy, right? So, but they've got that insight that they can get from that volume. Yeah, with hundreds of thousands of customers using these tools, the results, they come back quickly and the technology can be iterated really rapidly, right, to deliver results. So, a couple of other things on the candidate side, Trish, which is
Mhm.
right. This is a two-sided market, right? And Indeed sits on both sides of it, right? So they've introduced a new tool called Career Scout, which is really cool, which is more like a career coach, right, for a job seeker to help them with their career path, help them with their resume, help them prepare for interviews. And candidates are having good results with that as well, right? So
Mhm.
if we improve the sort of candidate preparedness, candidate understanding of what they're looking for, that's going to lead to better matches as well.
It is, and really, I mean, that's really been a struggle for years. If you're a candidate, you don't necessarily have the time or the money to hire someone professional to run through this with you, right? And we all know looking for work is work, right? You have to
Yeah.
do it like it's a job. So again, if indeed there's such a trusted brand that potential employees are looking out here, job seekers are looking out to Indeed saying, "Yes, please help me. Help me with these mock interviews, for example. Help me, like you said, with the resumes." So
Yeah.
huge, huge win for not only potential employers, but for the candidates as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty impressed with what they're doing there, and I think one of the things I like here is they're Indeed's offering both employers and candidates really robust solutions that are integrated. That they've announced some integration partners on the employer side. That these new tools like Talent Scout will work with, right, directly with your ATS. So if it's iSolve Talent Acquisition, Workable, or Workday via
Mhm.
Chrome extension, and so that covers hundreds of thousands of employers right there. Like you're going to have some really important and key integration between the systems you're already using, and probably more to come as well. So I like what they're doing here at Indeed. They're thinking, definitely thinking about the future and thinking a little bit more broadly and expansively about how hiring needs to improve, right, to help organizations find better hires and get better results.
Yeah, and without those type of partnerships, Steve, I think we both know that anyone who's trying to do this as a standalone, they often don't make it very long, right? In terms of being a tool, to be a very interesting tool, a good tool, but without those
Yeah.
partnerships, it just doesn't get used and it eventually goes away.
So thanks to our friends at Indeed for working with us and sharing with us these exciting announcements. We've been big fans for a long time. Oh my God, everybody's gotten a job on Indeed, including me, sometime in my life. So
Same, and that's what I mean when I say trust, like, it's so important to go and you're putting your personal information into something, right? So
yeah,
you need to make sure it's where you feel like it's safe and secure, but it's also gonna be super helpful to you as the job seeker. So yeah,
yeah.
Indeed is great for that.
Trish, real quick before we wrap it up and get on our way, HR Tech is coming up in the next couple of days, right? Depending on when you watch this, HR Tech may have already started and you may be out in Las Vegas. I've been hosting and being a co-chair of HR Tech for over 10 years or 12 years now, but
Um,
yeah, I'm as excited as ever, maybe more excited this year.
yeah, this one feels different somehow. I had gotten to the point where I was a little bit of like, "Come in, do my thing, and leave." And this one, I'm I know you're heading out today because of your responsibilities
Indeed.
as the chairman, but, I'm coming out tomorrow, and just I think people are having a little bit different vibe. It's more about the relationships that you're building with these vendors there, and so if you're thinking about going and you're not sort of signed up yet, go ahead and do that, especially if you're in the Las Vegas area, anywhere near there, anything drivable to Vegas. Come out and spend a couple days with the HR Tech conference, because I think what you'll see is instead of just everyone pushing a solution at you, you can actually really connect with these vendors and also get some great learning on top of it. I That's one thing too I'd gotten away from that, and this year, Steve, I don't know if you do this at all because you're everywhere at this event, but I went through and each day listed out at least 2 sessions that I wanna make sure I get in on, even with all the other things that we're doing, so
Mhm.
super exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to for the opening keynote on Tuesday night. Nicole Lamoureux from IBM will be giving the keynote. She's the CHRO there. I
Right.
know her a little bit. I had a chance to interview her back at South by Southwest back in March, and folks can watch that video. It's on our YouTube channel still. And I'm actually going to get another chance to interview with her prior to her keynote as well. So I'll be doing a quick recording with Nickel out at HR Tech. Well, that'll be here on the YouTube channel too. I think her session's going to be great. IBM has
Mhm.
implemented AI for HR on a massive scale, and they actually started back in 2017, right, with some major AI projects. And Nickel's going to be at
Yeah,
HR Tech to share details on that. And the other thing I'm excited about is, Trish, do you know the author James Patterson? That
I
name
do.
sound familiar to you?
Yes, and I was so excited to see his name on the agenda.
Yeah, so he's a famous author, like kind of adventure crime novels type of thing, right? Action novels. I've never read any of them, sadly, but he will be at HR Tech with his co-author Patrick Ledden. They have a book about disruption and leadership, and I'm actually getting to moderate that whole session. So I'll be just sitting
Oh,
up there with James and Patrick doing my thing. So I'm looking forward to that too. And Trish,
yeah.
you've got a couple sessions too. Maybe we'll shout those out before we sign off.
I do. This year it's been so important for me personally, and my interest is most forward on not just payroll, because I'm always a payroll girl, payroll and benefits, but on recognition and performance enablement. And I think that we're seeing with AI starting to be embedded in those things. Lots of good stuff is coming out from the vendors. So come hear about that. The other one I want to shout out though is the Ask the Experts session.
Mhm.
And you're taking people from whether they're analysts or maybe they're practitioners or maybe they're, people that have built technology, and you can come and ask them very specific question, whatever is on your mind. I want to say they do about 4 or 5 experts at a time, kind of in a big open area. And I've done it both, at HR Tech here and in Europe, and it works so well. So definitely come do Ask the Experts. And then there's a think tank. I think you're
I
leading a
am
think.
doing one too. Yeah, think tank
Yeah.
session. Mhm.
So that's where if you come over to one of the think tank tables, you sit down with maybe 10 people, you get to know each other, and it becomes valuable resources where you can learn not just about technology, but you're getting real-time feedback from other leaders in the space and how they're handling things. So,
Yeah.
super excited. It's gonna be amazing.
Gonna be a busy week, so
Yeah.
let's end it there. Let's thank to our friends Indeed, of course. Check out what Indeed is doing at Indeed.com. We'll put some links to some of the things we talked about in the show notes, and thank you to them for sponsoring this particular episode of H3 Live. HR Tech, we're excited about that, and yeah, good stuff. So I'm excited. Go to hrhappyhour.net for all our archives.
Yep.
Subscribe on YouTube. We're blowing up on YouTube, Trish, and we're going to keep that going as well. So I hope folks,
And hey, we have some exciting news about the podcasts coming soon. So, probably right after HR Tech, we're gonna have some big announcements about that.
yeah, good stuff. Okay, I think that's it for today.
See you in Vegas.